We're back. Okay, I was just saying, I can play by the color of notes or I could do it by pattern. Okay, that was by pattern. I could do it by color of the notes or I could do it by caged. Alright, which is something like if I'm doing the pentatonic. Alright, so that's another way of doing it. Alright, now other guitarists have other ways of doing these things. They might build it entirely on intervals. So we go root to 2 is a whole step. Well, that's 2 frets. Everybody knows that. Now we want to go from 2 to 3. That's a whole step. So how are we going to get there? Here's a fourth. Okay. Here's a minor third. And then a half step below that's a whole step. So they know that from here to here is a whole step. Certainly here to here is a fourth, here to here is a third, here to here is a minor third, and here to here is a whole step, here to here is a half step, and here's the same note. Alright, so other guitarists might build their scale like that. Okay, well, I've gone the whole step. Now I'm going to go another whole step. Here's an easy half step. Here's an easy whole step. Now I want to go another whole step. So they just know a whole step is 4 frets, counting the first and the last fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now down here, you count this as 0 fret. So E is 0 fret, but F is fret number 1. Whoa. You don't want to get into, too much playing. It's so fun to play. It really is. And it's not like I don't want to. It's just that when I do play, I don't want to play chords without playing, something like. Whoa, bad note there. That was probably a warped thing. I don't know. So anyway, what we got here, let's get back to the discussion because you get in trouble when you start just fooling around on the guitar. So we have made the patterns with small notes. We can make the patterns with big notes. We can make the scale with the big pattern here. This is the G. Starts on the 6th. Now let me talk about this pattern. This is serious now. What we have here, alright, the green is an S2L. And I'll zoom all the way out to show you that. Right here. Okay. The green, see how the green here is an S2L. 6, 7R, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7R. Alright. The Bixolydian color has nothing to do with this, but it does. Because it points to that. That agrees. The problem is that with the new pattern, the S3S, which is right here, this little guy here, it gets split up in that pattern. Now a new pattern has to be different. A new pattern cannot be the old pattern, but it's going to contain string elements from it. Turns out we needed our little guys. So back to the G. What we got, the G starts on the 6th. Now the only pattern that starts on a 6 is the S2L. Okay? It starts on a 6. That's it. Here's the major. Here's the minor. 6 minor. Okay? From here, we have to go into we just normally the pattern stack would advance to a 2, 3, 4. Why would it advance to a 2, 3, 4? Because right up here is our pattern stack. 6, 7, R, which is what we just did, goes right into a 2, 3, 4. But watch out, this 5, 6 isn't going to come over to this fella. It's going to go into a 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where the pattern differs. So we keep the bottom of the S3L, and that 4, 5, 6 up here, we're going to keep the top of an S3S up here, 7R2. This 7R2 would be up here. That's what's going to happen. So let's go to the G and see if we can get that to happen. Alright, this is unwarped now. It means it hasn't hit the tuning warp. When it does hit the tuning warp, it's going to look like this, which looks that's even harder to understand. But it's only because there's missing notes there. Alright, they don't need to be showed because they're not part of this pattern element itself. This is a pattern building block. Okay, so what comes over here is going to be from the other pattern, and obviously it's going to be one of these notes here. It's going to be a couple of the colored notes. It's warped, so this would be a 3, and then above that would be I guess a 7. And I don't know why that would be over like that. 3, 4, and that's confusing. I'm confused. I get confused easy though, but I know my charts are good. The problem's with me today. So let's just stick to the unwarped right here. This is the G pattern, okay? Alright? And then the 2, of course. It starts with the top of an S2L. Okay, so this is just half of this pattern showing here, right there. It's half of it. And then we go into an S3S. Thank you. We go into an S3S here. Alright, so we got the 2, 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6, but we're not going to do the 7. We're not going to do the 7 there. We're going to do the 7 over here. So the only real part, the real unchanged element of the building block of S3S is the bottom of it. Okay, the first string element. So we keep that. It's the Dorian element. And then we go into the stack of 3 extra large with the 5, 6, 7, R, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that covers the Mixolydian, the Ionian, and the Lydian. So now we got 5 of them. Okay, starting with the Aeolian. We want to get 6. And we get so that, well, actually there's 7 of them, so there's one missing. Can you tell which one's missing? Root 2, the third one's missing. The third one is missing. Okay. Now when you're going to duplicate this, we're going to duplicate this 6 up here for the 6th string. All right. So that ain't going to be it. Now, why would that duplicate like that? We have the 2, we have the 6. That doesn't make any sense for the unwarped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we already have 6 strings. We already have 6 strings. Okay, I'll show